Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday, July 31st, and it is a hot and humid but beautiful looking day here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina. And today I want to perform a taste test on this tree that you see in front of you in the blue 5-gallon Lowe's bucket. It's called the Carfire fig tree. So this fig tree right here is a tree of, I believe, fairly unknown origin. It's not quite known if it is planted or if it is growing wild or feral, I believe, from California. And the reason why it's called the Carfire fig tree is because a year or two there was a fire that burned in the dry summers of California called the Carfire, and it partially consumed this very old fig tree, but the tree did survive and people took cuttings from the fig tree, and I am one of the lucky owners of one of the cuttings. And as you can see, this is a very prolific common fig. It is just loaded up with fruit, and I've been told by people that this may be a Black Mission fig, or at least a Black Mission type fig, and that does appear to be the case by the way the figs look. But they are pretty large and they're very nice looking, and I have several in the process of ripening. It is a very, very prolific producer. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to pick a few of the ripe ones. And here you can see what the figs look like. They're medium to large size. They have nice cracking, and we had several days of thunderstorms while these were ripening, and they're very, very resistant to splitting, it appears. So here you can see they have a fairly closed eye. It's very tight, and it seems to be very resistant to bugs. No bugs are interested in this fig tree, and I can tell this is not the type of fig that drips honey from the eye. These are, though, very soft and very squishy, so I'm excited to try it. And here are the very beautiful, well-ripened figs, and we will start off with the largest of the two figs right here. And this is probably one of the biggest figs I've had all season, weighing in at 48 grams. Not spectacular, but definitely a medium to larger size fig. This one probably is only about 38 to 40 grams then. 37, hate it when that happens. And the fig on the left is definitely the riper of the two figs, so we're going to cut that. We're going to cut into that first, and I have high hopes for this fig because it just feels butter smooth. That was like cutting through a hunk of butter, and boy is that a really beautiful amber color. Now we'll try the less ripe of the two, but it still feels pretty soft. And that is also a very beautiful amber color. So here in the humid southeast, right on the coast, it's pretty tough to ripen figs, but that looks pretty good for a North Carolina coast ripened fig. And I have to be honest with you, I'm usually not the biggest fan of amber-fleshed figs, but I'll tell you, these look so good, I can't wait to try it. It's rare that I can get a fig to ripen this perfectly here in North Carolina. So I will try this large, super ripe one first. Yeah, I think this is, if this isn't a Black Mission, then it is a Black Mission type. It is very similar to a Black Mission. However, my only true experiences with Black Missions are the ones that I get in grocery stores. And I've purchased Black Mission numerous times at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. And maybe it's just a product of having them shipped across the country from California or wherever they are, that they pick them when they're not perfectly ripe. But usually I'm not a big fan of them. Also, if they come from California, they may have been caprified by the fig wasp, which means pollinated. And that can change the look and feel of a fig significantly. It can make them crunchier and make the interiors redder and often make the fig larger. But this is by far better than any that I've had at a grocery store. This is a very sweet fig. Actually, I want to take that back. It's not a very sweet fig. It is a moderately sweet fig, but it has a very, very light melony honey taste. So if you were to take a very watery fruit like a cantaloupe and dip it in just a little bit of honey, that is kind of what this tastes like. This tastes like a cantaloupe dipped in honey. Now I'll try the slightly less ripe fig. Yeah, similar experience. It tastes almost exactly the same. This tastes like either a cantaloupe or a honeydew, some type of melon that is dipped in honey, and it's not too much more complex than that. So this to me is not what I would consider a complex fig. The figs that I like are really the dark, berry, syrupy figs that are very strong, that have pools of liquid inside of them. I like the Italian 258s and the Smiths and the Col de Dames because they have the very rich, deep interior. This is a very light and refreshing fig. You can't eat a whole lot of the very rich figs, but these you can sit down and you could eat a whole package of, no problem. If you are the type of person that like the lighter figs, the more refreshing figs, the honey figs, the melon figs, you would probably really like this fig, and it does very well in my climate, which is very hot, humid, and wet with a lot of pest pressure. This tree is excelling and producing a huge crop of very split-resistant, very large figs. But once again, that's only my opinion. We have to get the official taste tester's opinion, and Dale is the master of the palate. So Dale, can you give us a shake? Thank you, buddy. That was a very good shake. Can you go down? Oh, excellent, buddy. Ooh, got my finger. How is it, buddy? By the way that you didn't mind little bits of my finger in it, probably pretty good. Would you say it's good enough that you'd like another one, buddy? What do you think? Would you like the second one that you're eyeing up? I think you would. Very good, buddy. What do you think, my friend? Pretty good? Oh, he's looking at the other ones on the cutting board and give me the big eyes. Oh, we don't want you having too many figs, but I'll give you one more little quarter because you're being such a good boy. Thank you, Dale. Well, Dale was certainly a fan of that fig, so maybe he is just the kind of guy that likes that light berry flavor. I'm sure he could eat dozens of them, maybe even hundreds. Everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for future updates and more videos like these. If you're curious about anything that I use in my garden, everything that I use is linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video.